Hi everyone, we're back, and you're watching Variety Talk live from Las Vegas. I'm your host, Linda Leak, and we have Mr. Robert Fauzi from FW Consulting Agency, and he's here today to help us get some tips about what to do when retirement comes around, and some things we just never thought about. So, Robert, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you. Well, one of the things, and there was an article in the Wall Street Journal several weeks ago that I read, I found intriguing. And what it was stating was there should be a holistic approach to retirement, i.e., you just don't sit around and collect your money and eat and go to the shopping all day. How do you live your life? What's going on? And most people never, ever plan for this. They just go, and maybe there's a company party, they get their gold watch or a watch, they get their retirement, they get their Social Security, and now they're home. And I've had personal friends this has happened to, and I've had clients this has happened to. But one thing they never do is they never plan to say, hey, what am I going to do when I retire? They never make a roadmap. And what happens is retirement is kind of like a survival situation. I don't know whether you've seen survival shows, but all of a sudden you're placed out in the wilderness and you're in a bad situation and there's no help.
That's a great analogy.
Okay?
That's a great analogy.
You do the best you can. So one of the first things you got to do is and I've had some survival training, you assess what are your attributes. What do you have that you can use to help survive? Okay? In the case with retirement, what you have are going to be your Social Security. That's monthly income. If you're lucky enough to be with a company that has a pension plan means they pay you X amount of dollars every month as long as you live. Okay, so you look at you assess what you have first of all, and one of the most important things, not to talk about what do. You can't do anything if you don't have money coming in. So you assess what you have. Social Security's a fixed number, you know. But if you have a 401k, a 403b, those are just tax codes, a SEP, a SARSEP, whatever the tax code is that the IRS calls it, you have money. What I work with people is how do you convert that source of money into a guaranteed lifetime income so you don't run out of money?
That's a big one. And honestly, there's so many people. I don't care if you have a company, I don't care if you're a layperson, I don't care what you're doing. So many people need answers to that one question.
Right.
All right.
And how do you convert it? And there's all types there are a lot of products out there.
Okay.
But there's only one specialty category of product that will guarantee you lifetime income as long as you have it. Mm-hmm. People think it's a dirty word, an annuity, and the reason why they say annuity is a dirty word is...
And let me just back up a little bit. For the lay person, when you refer to products, you're referring to different financial opportunities.
Exactly.
Okay.
And with annuities, the way they used to be years ago, you could give a company $100,000, $200,000, here's what they pay you as long as you live. But that's predicated upon they will pay you 10 years or 20 years, certain terms they use to say how long will they pay. Say, for instance, the guy says, I'm going to take a 20-year certain. He takes money for 18 years, then dies. His wife would only have 2 more years of income because they paid the 20, and that's it. It's gone. They keep the money. They keep all the money. Those are old products. They still have them, but most people don't want that. Most people want to turn their money, a 401k, into a source of income they'll never outlive. They'll never outlive. And also, if they die, their wife gets what they got.
Absolutely, because the common practice dictates that the government takes a certain percentage if you have to go into that 401k, first of all. Secondly, if you take out the money, because I've had this experience with one of my companies that I've worked with, that once you take that money, that's it. So what you're telling us is that there's a new product, a new financial opportunity, a new way that we can actually make this money work in a much better way for us.
Absolutely, and there are different directions people can take. They can go to a money managing firm and they say, we are experts at managing your money. Right, if the market goes down and they lose money, those products will lose money. Okay, and you got to be careful. There's something called a sequence of returns. I don't have the chart to put on the air. But what it says is if you took like a 20-year period of returns and it starts out making money and ends up losing money, and you invest that at a certain rate and you reverse the order of how they're earning or losing money, the bottom number is the same. However, when you retire, if you take your money and you go to one of these I don't want to mention anything on air, but you take one of these investment firms and they invest it, and you start to take your money out in a down market, you will run out of money pretty quickly because you're starting on the lose. So you don't want to have to worry about timing. The people that I work with, the companies I work with, have a different approach to that, and we want to make sure you never ever run out of money, and they guarantee it. Now, getting back to the holistic look.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm all about holistic.
Okay. What that means is someone is used to working. They're used to getting up, going to work their whole life. They're surrounded by people they know. Surroundings are familiar. Their day structure. They come home, they do whatever they do. They have their hobbies or hobbies on the weekend. That's their life. But now all of a sudden they aren't doing that anymore. How do you adapt? I'll give you a couple of ideas. Most people go, well, when I retire, I want to travel and I want to spend time with my grandkids. That's great. But how much feeling of accomplishment do they have? They have to have a feeling of accomplishment when they retire. Okay? It goes along
Well, if they don't, then what?
Well, what happens is Maslow, a famous psychologist many years ago, had a hierarchy of needs, and the bottom line was being live, eat, survive. The top was being all you could be. In other words, you get a feeling of accomplishment and satisfaction with what you're doing. You are worthwhile as a human being. Now, there's all types of ways that people can do that. Me, I like to volunteer because you get back more than you ever give when you volunteer. I had a client who...
We're going to have to put that on hold for just 1 second. And then come right back and finish it. So hit the pause button and don't forget, all right? I think that's a good place to leave off. Everybody, we're going to take a quick station break, and when we come back, we've got the second half of why retirement is so important. And I really do get that part about, feeling meaningful after you get off and have nothing to do. We'll be right back.